Hey guys, good morning. Thanks for stopping by the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Rich. I just turned 72 this past week. Today is Saturday, January the 23rd, 2026, for what it's worth. So I really wanted to talk about some things that I just try not to do or I just don't do anymore since turning 70. One of the things is rushing through the day. I just pace myself throughout the day now. I still get stuff done, but I'm not in any big hurry to get anything done. I've kind of like left the rat race, as it were. I left it behind and just don't think that it's worth the stress of just like rushing around, running around, trying to get stuff done as fast as possible. Just take my time, just take my time and get things done when I can get them done. There's a lot less stress. One of the things I do try to avoid as much as possible now is stress. Stress seems to, cause a lot of problems. So I don't rush through the day. Now, another thing I don't do anymore is push through pain. I mean, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. If I hurt myself, if I have a headache, or if I injured myself, working out or lifting something, why push through it? Just let it heal. Things take longer to heal when you get older. So if you don't let them heal, you're just going to keep re-injuring them. So I do go to the gym a couple of times a week. And recently I pulled a muscle in my rib, my lower ribs. And it's just taken weeks to heal. Things just don't heal as fast anymore. So instead of pushing through and trying to, do my regular strength training exercises, I just I just don't. I just walk on the treadmill, do a little bike, and kind of take it easy. But I still get my steps in. I'll still walk, for a good 30 to 60 minutes on the treadmill, at least 4 or 5 times a week. So, but as far as pushing through pain, that's over for me. And, I try not, here's another thing I try not to do. And sometimes I will get caught up in it, but it's arguing with people, people that really you're not going to convince of anything. That's just you're arguing for the sake of arguing and to try what? To try to get your point across. And most of the time you don't. You're not going to convince anybody. If they believe something, that's just what they're going to believe. So, if it's someone close to you, if it's your loved one, why argue with them? Let them be right. Does it really hurt you that much? I think it hurts you more to argue with them. And then you end up feeling bad. If I argue with somebody in my family, I feel bad for hours until I can talk to them again and try to make things right. So it's just not worth arguing anymore. And I try not to do it now that I'm older. And I don't always succeed. I'm not perfect, that's for sure. But I keep going and I keep trying to do the best I can as far as that goes. Uh, Another thing that I just don't do anymore is I don't say yes automatically to everything. If somebody asks me to do something, I'm not just going to say, yeah, okay. Yeah. You know, if I don't feel like doing it, or if, somebody invites me to dinner or something, or friends of ours invite us out. If I don't feel up to it, I'm not going. I'll just tell them straight up, hey, look, I'm not feeling that great. Maybe we can do something next week. So, it's just the automatic thing is over. If I can do something, I will, and that's about it. But along that lines, I try to stay away from negative people. Not that any of my friends now are negative, because those people, most of the negative ones are people that I worked with in the past. They're not like really friends that I hang out with or anything. But there are some people over the years that I considered friends for a long time. And it's just not worth it. They're just too negative for me. It's not worth the stress that causes. So if you can eliminate negative people from your life, you're going to be better off. Now, I'm not saying if it's like your, close family, you got to try to make amends there because you only get one family. So try your best. I try my best to make amends with anybody in my family, people that I really care about. But just like people in general, if they're being negative, if they're super negative, just stay away if you can. I mean, that's what I do. You do you. I'm not saying, I'm not telling you what to do. That's just what I do. Because it causes less stress. You see like a connecting thread here in this, the stress thing. Because stress does get to me. It affects my stomach. It affects everything. In fact, I get a headache from it. I get stomach aches, that kind of thing. So stay away from negativity as much as possible. And I try not to hold grudges either. I mean, even people that are negative with me over the years, if I don't talk to them, that's fine. But, if somebody does something that offends me, I try not to hold it against them like for life. I've had issues with that in the past. Maybe you have had too. I don't know. I can't speak for you. But as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I've held grudges against people in the past. And maybe for good reason, or what I thought were good reason at the time. But really, when it comes right down to it, how much time do any of us really have left? And that's really the last thing I want to talk about. Is every day we try to, we think that, okay, we're here today, we're feeling good, got plenty of time left, plenty of time. And we just don't have plenty of time left. We don't know how much time we have left. That's the bottom line. So because of that, those are the things that I try not to do. And the bottom line is because of time, I don't want to argue. I don't want to hold grudges. I don't want to spend time with negative people. I don't want to push through pain. I don't want to rush things. And there's just not that much time left for any of us. These 72 years for me, they've gone by in a flash. The last thing I remembered, I was 20 years old in a rock and roll band playing music in the 1970s. To me, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago. But it was a hell of a long time ago for me. And I'm still here, and I'm still fairly healthy. But, I could drop down, this could be my last day on earth. If you don't see another video from me, peace out. I've had my time and I had a good life, But, I've known people that have just passed. Or, here's another thing, which is why I try to stay off of Facebook if I can. I'll look at it once in a while because my daughters are on it. I want to see what's going on. But it seems like every time I go on Facebook these days, it's RIP somebody. I work with a lot of people over the years. And it just seems like, we're all getting older, of course. And I remember them as younger people because I was younger too at the time. But since I've retired, a lot of them have retired too. And even ones that haven't retired, and I'm talking people in their 40s, their 50s. I'm in my 70s. But, they're passing away. They're passing away at young ages for whatever. It could be accidents. It could be they have some kind of heart condition, whatever it is. They go to bed one night and next morning they don't wake up or something happens to them or they have some kind of long illness. Now, I can remember one time I was working and this guy came up and he was walking around talking to the different employees. And he's like, I just wanted to say goodbye to everybody. It was nice knowing you, but I have terminal cancer, and they don't only give me a couple more weeks to live. So I just wanted to see everybody one more time. I'm like, shit, man, that really sucks. But I could see doing something like that. So I don't want to leave you with a down thought here. Life is good. If you're healthy, keep going. But those are just some of the things that I try to let go these days and not do anymore since I've turned 70. Well, 72 now. So if you made it this far in the video, if you came all the way here, I really appreciate it. And thanks a lot for listening. And if you have any comments, your own experiences that you'd like to share, I would certainly like to read about it. Just leave them in the comments below, and I will respond to you. I will read the comments, and I really do appreciate it. And if you like this video, heck, hit that like button for me. This is a brand new channel for me, and I'm trying to get it going. I do have a couple of other channels that I work on, nostalgia type stuff. But I really just wanted to start something where I could just really talk about life and about things that happen in my life. And now I'm going on. I'm getting caught down a rabbit hole and talking about other stuff. So I'm going to end it there. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you next time.